Yeah, they do a walk, but right now there's so many eggers out there.
Really?
I'm getting them. Frank's getting them on the north side.
Huh.
Every trap that I pull up that has good looking lobsters in it, they're illegal to take.
No kidding. A lot of growth potential.
Give them 7, 8 years from now,
That's right. 7 years.
and next year the sizes go up.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going up an 1/18 of an inch
When?
next July.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, we have to go all get new gauges.
Doesn't sound like a lot, but somebody did a study, and I'm sure an 18th is significant.
Oh, it'll be big.
Huh. We've got a great crew of lobstermen. These guys are all transparent as hell. Nobody plays around with shorts.
Uh, I dispute that.
Uh-oh. Well, let's not dispute it now. Yes, no?
I don't know. Tony looks like he wants to start working.
Who?
I'm not going. I'm not going into that conversation. I know
I
nothing
don't think there's,
about it.
I don't think there's any dispute. At least not at this particular time. Um,
Going mute.
all right. Joe has gone on mute. And it is 6:30, September 4th, 2024. And the Nahat Board of Selectmen meeting is now in session. Let's see. I'm behind on my downloads. We will start with some announcements. Hazardous Waste Collection Day, Saturday, October 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Lynn DPW. Certain fees apply. For a list of accepted material costs and more, visit the community calendar at nahat.org for more information. So that's for things like old oil and paints and stuff like that. Metal, white goods, TV, computer recycling, last Saturday of each month from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. behind the DPW, Nahat DPW garage. Resident parking sticker is required. Certain fees may apply. Visit nahat.org for a full list of accepted material. Compost area is open on Wednesdays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. A 2024 resident parking sticker is required. Visit the Public Works page at nahat.org for a list of acceptable material. No dogs on the beaches between May 1st and September 30th. Every year, except for Doggy Beach. Parking stickers are still available. 2024 parking stickers are still available at nahat.org. $10 each. All outstanding bills must be paid to the town and the census completed before purchasing. Nahat Market by the Sea. The last market of the season is September 14th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Flash Road Park. To become a vendor, visit the market page at nahat.org for application. The short-term rules and regulation public comment period ends September 6th. That's this Friday. Send all comments to ktaylor@nahat.org. The flu shot clinic will be held at Town Hall September 25th, 2024. There's a high dose clinic for people over 65 and older. 65 and older from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and a regular dose clinic for people 18 years and older from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is open to Nahat residents and employees only. You must register as there is limited walk-in availability. Visit the community calendar at nahat.org for more information. There is a vacancy. The planning board has a vacancy for 2 alternate member positions. These are non-voting positions, but important nonetheless. Send letters of interest to ktaylor@nahat.org and Sheila Nahat@yahoo.com by tomorrow, September 5th. That's all I have for opening comments. Gene or Rob, you have anything to add?
I have nothing.
Nothing for me, Josh. Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna move right into new business. We have several Nahat Fire Department call firefighters. We have a motion on that.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the appointment of the following call firefighters for the Nahant Fire Department: Joseph Amaro Jr., Matthew Donaher, Matthew Frary, Jamie O'Connell, Eric Spector, and Jeffrey Warman.
Seconded. I don't know any of these guys except for Matt Frary. I don't see Chief Antrim on the line. But that's a good number of guys to add.
Is Jamie O'Connell male or female?
I don't
Jamie's,
know.
he's a male.
Male, okay.
Yep.
Tony, did you get any notes from the chief?
Yeah,
On
you know,
anything to
us,
add here?
we're happy to add 6 new folks to the call department. Some of them are already EMTs, and some of them are already firefighters. But they will be, and then some of them will be going to the call academy. But I commend Chief Antrim and his efforts to rebuild the call fire roster, because we've been at historically low numbers for a couple of years, and I think last year around this time he had 4 new call firemen sign up, and 6 this year. That's a big number. They all are local. Lynn, Swampscott, Nahant, Peabody, who lives in Nahant now. And that's important for us to have people who are able to respond to calls in a quick fashion. So Jamie O'Connell specifically is a full-time firefighter in the town of Watertown. He just moved right across the street from the fire department, so to have him in, a skip away from headquarters is nice. Yeah, really pleased with Austin's effort to get more people signed up for the call department.
How many regulars do we have?
For call, how many do we have on the call fire department now?
No, regular fire department. Firemen.
We have 6. 6, is that right, Rob? 6, 8?
I feel like there are more, Tony.
8.
Yeah.
8. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
8, and then
Eight's the
and the
number that
chief
popped into
and the
my
chief
head.
makes 9. So it's 9 full time.
Okay, just interested. Thanks.
Yeah, it looks like Amaro, Donaher, Frary, O'Connell are all EMTs already, and Inspector is registered to attend the Call Firefighter Academy, and Warman has been a volunteer firefighter for 10 years. So that's a good crew.
Yeah, really good.
Good news. Okay, any further discussion on the Call Firefighter appointment?
I want to thank these I want to thank these folks for stepping up. We desperately need their help. I can't tell you how you feel when you get to a challenging situation and you don't have enough people around to help you out. This is what we need, and I'm very grateful that these guys are standing, coming forward and saying they want to take it on.
Likewise.
Yeah. Right. Grateful as well. So, roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye.
Josh Antrim, aye. Next on the agenda, moving to changing departments, is to approve an appointment of the Nahat Police Department full-time police officer. We have a motion there.
I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the appointment of Michael Chakutis as a full-time Nahant police officer. How did I do, Chief?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Gene. Yes, Chief Furlong, you're on the line, right? Would you like to chime in?
Sure. So we recently had a test. To our surprise, we had several full-time police officers that are already trained take the test, one of which was Mike Chakutis. He's a Lynn Classical grad. He went to Eastern Nazarene College. From college, he went into the private industry. Then he went to work for the Swampscott DPW for about 7 years. And he's been on the Lynn Police for almost 3 years now. It's a no-brainer to me. He took our test. He passed it. He's fully academy trained. He's post-C certified. He's local. He lives right up the street from me here in Lynn. He's spring chicken. He's married with one child, I believe. So he's a perfect fit from what I'm told.
That's great. So, how many does that bring the police department to regular?
So that puts us full staff at 12, including myself temporarily. Just yesterday, I got another letter of resignation. Someone's going to the Army CID, and I'm already working on backfilling his position.
Great, thank you.
Can you remind us who left the department that created this opening? Tony told me, but I forgot.
It was Tom Gorzinski. He left earlier, and we had Mike Halley work in his spot full time just to get us through the summer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Any other discussion? Gene, Rob, or even Tony?
I'll just say that the chief, included me in his process, along the way, kept me informed of, the review process and the interview process and the testing process that he went through with all the candidates. And, it was very thorough. And I think I want to just commend him for that work. And I think we're picking up I know Matt, Mike. I know Mike. He grew up a little bit younger than I. Really, really solid person, and I'm sure he's a great police officer. Happy to have him join the force.
Josh, let me just toss in that I'm once again really glad to see this addition to the force. I know, or at least it was my impression, that the police, our police department, was really challenged over the summer with staffing, with the number of people that they needed versus how many they had available at times during our busy season. So very, very glad to see this role filled.
Thank you.
Yeah, likewise, Chief.
Thank you.
It might go without saying, but I'll say it anyways. I think, to have, multiple people interested in joining the force, I think says a lot about, our current force and our chief and his leadership. So just commend you on that, Chief.
I appreciate that.
That's an excellent thought, Tony.
Yep. And I know the citizens always are very grateful for the Nahat Police Department. Okay, roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye.
Josh Antrim, aye. We have a vote to surplus some equipment from the Nahat Fire Department. We have a motion there.
I move the Board of Selectmen vote to declare the following Nahant Fire Department items as surplus and that they be placed on municipal bid for auction per Mass General Law, Chapter 30B, Procurement Law, the Nahant Fire Department 2004 HME Custom Fire Engine and the 2013 Residential Standby Natural Gas Generator.
Seconded.
Okay, so I don't have any background information on this. So the truck there's one coming in a while
Yeah.
though. It's like 48 months away or something like that, right? Or maybe
that's-
24 months.
We just got a new one.
The new one's in. It's in service.
Oh.
We've transferred all the necessary equipment over. It came in, got delivered a couple weeks ago. You might be thinking about the ambulance, which we just voted on at last town
I
meeting.
guess that's what I was thinking of.
This was voted on in, it might have been
Wow.
2021 town meeting.
I know.
Austin got a big grant for this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We split the
Something back.
cost of the new one with ARPA funding.
Yeah.
And the other half might have been grant or it was free cash funded, but either way, it was, we didn't have to borrow any funds for this. The new engine is remarkable. It's the entire chassis powder coated. Every element on it is meticulously protected, and it's because of the new emissions regulations that went into place. We ordered this. It just so happened that those emissions went into place about a couple months after we put our order in, and the cost the cost of the new trucks comparatively, if we were a couple months later, has skyrocketed according to what Austin was telling me. So luckily we were able to get in into a new fire engine, saved a little bit of money by doing it when we did it. And the current engine that we're the old engine that we're surplusing, the 2004, the biggest issue with that was and Rob, you probably can speak to a lot of it, was the pump mechanism on the engine itself was really quite dangerous, in my understanding.
I'm confident. I'm confident, Tony, that no one will miss this truck.
Yeah, that's my understanding. It was kind of the pressure on the pumps really it wasn't very stable, and the truck itself was really starting to corrode. And
Maybe someone will buy it and replace the pump with a pizza oven.
yeah, maybe.
There you go. You know what? I'm not even sure that would run well on this truck.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, just a thought. With this type of equipment that we're investing in, the town's investing in, maybe not a bad idea to put it out front Saturday, Sunday for a few weekends, let people see what we've got there.
Yeah, I'll talk to Austin. He had a little bit of a ceremony for the new truck, and for the old truck when he put it into service, and put it out on Facebook, and it got some good traction on social media. But yeah, I'll talk to him about it.
And it's just a thought.
Have to go down there
And
and get
then
a tour.
on the other,
I'd love a tour.
yeah, and on the other piece of equipment that we're surplusing here, we replaced the old generator with a new one. We looked into using the old generator for other buildings and maybe be able to get extra use out of it, but it really wasn't possible the way that the old generator was set up. It really wouldn't provide a value to hold on to it. So we've decided to just surplus it.
All right. Any other discussion before we vote? Hearing and seeing none, roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye.
Josh Antrim, aye. We have some Board of Selectmen meeting minutes to approve. I'll take this. I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from July 24th, 2024 and August 7th, 2024.
Seconded.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye.
Josh Andrew, aye. We have an event request. Anyone want to take this motion?
I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the event request for the third annual charitable cornhole event run by the Nahant Firefighters Association Local 2718 on Saturday, October 5th, 2024, starting at 1 p.m. at Flash Road Park.
Seconded.
We have some discussion notes here. All proceeds go towards the Nahant Firefighter Charitable Fund. If teams want to join, they can find the sign-up information on our community calendar at nahant.org, or for more information, contact IAFlocal2718@gmail.com. So that must stand for what?
Independent Association of Firefighters Local 2718.
That will help everyone remember that email address. Might be safer going out in nahant.org community calendar. But, sounds like a fun event.
Probably
Any
should have
further-
it. Probably should have a selectmen's team.
Yeah. October 5th. They come in. Check that out. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye.
Josh Anthony. Wonder if we'd have to call a selectmen's meeting. If we had a selectmen team. This conversation wanders.
I don't know if I'd want to risk it.
Yeah. Didn't
Okay,
think of
ongoing business. This is a reminder for anyone within earshot. The short-term rental regulation comment period is open until Friday. That's September 6th. So that's this Friday. So if you have any comments on the short-term rental regulations, get them in before Friday. Or by Friday. All questions and comments should be sent to ktaylor@nahant.org. And we will review all those comments. The Board of Selectmen will review the comments received. And that is it. Next on the agenda is Coast Guard housing update. Tony, do you want to take this?
Sure. We had our last site visit today, optional site visit today from 11 to 1. So we had 3 of those, 2 last week, 1 today. And in between, I've gone out a couple times and spoke to folks who happen to be in the area while I was out there. So there's been a decent amount of activity. The first bid opening is Tuesday, September 17th. So the day before our next Board of Selectmen meeting, and that'll be at 3 o'clock in the main hall at Town Hall, and that's the first of 6, which happen on a weekly basis from there on out. We've like, as I mentioned at the last week's meeting, we've had over 100 downloads of the RFP. We've received a number of questions regarding the RFP and the process. And we'll see, hopefully we have a successful procurement here. Probably gonna, as on the Zillow piece, we talked about it at our last meeting. They're still not live on Zillow. I've reached out to Zillow by email, by phone, haven't gotten a response yet. I'm gonna stay on top of them. Hopefully they go live soon. Not really sure what the holdup is there. But we also might do one more, press release or push through the papers, local papers, this week or next week, leading up to the first procurement.
Yeah.
So
It would be nice to get them on Zillow, yeah. But, all right, that all good forward progress there. Gene or Rob, anything else to add? Coast Guard housing update?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one other piece of it was, working with American Environmental, who did the demo of the first 9, to figure out their schedule on when they can come out and demo the other 2 that are now vacant on Goddard and Castle. While we have them vacant, when we had the 9 that are now demoed, when we had those still up and they were vacant, we used them for training for police and fire. Nemlec is interested in using some of the either one or both of the currently vacant properties for some training as well in the next couple weeks. So we'll make sure that there's proper notice if that's going to happen, so people aren't concerned with, a high police presence in the area. Would be for training purposes, but we'll make sure we get the notice out if that does come to fruition.
I will put them some use before they get demoed. Preserving East Point, not much there, except that I think at the last meeting I misspoke. I said there was the hearing scheduled for this week, but it's really by Friday of this week. The attorneys have to submit a joint statement between both parties concerning the issues of law related to the damages claim that Judge Carp will address. So those that memo will be submitted by the end of this week. Still no word from the appellate court on the Article 97, also known as dedication case. So that's really it on East Point. Let's see what's next. Next up is the town administrator's report.
Thank you. Not much new to report from last week's meeting. It was a long weekend as well with Labor Day, so we were closed on Monday. But we have water, sewer, trash, which are now referred to as just utility bill. The first cycle going out this month, and next week we'll have our tax classification hearing, so we can get our tax rates set and get our tax bills out for October 1st. I want to commend Sheila, Mary, Ed and Allison and everyone else at the town hall who's working on that process of getting prepared for the tax classification hearing and everything related to that, so that we can get those bills out on our preferred schedule, which is typically October 1st, so that they're due November 1st. So that's moving right along. And I just want to also give a quick update on the sewer manhole covers. Most that project, I think there's only like 4 or 5 manhole covers left to get done, and they happen to be in easement areas, so they're a little bit trickier. But for the most part, that part of the project is completed. And I think I believe our hope was to be on bypass already this week for the sewer pump station project, but there was a delay. So I think our new schedule is to switch over to the bypass next week at this point. So that's what I have.
All right, I guess I'll just add the parterre gardeners were down at Fort Ruckman today, planting all those native species, basically undergrowth type stuff. Lot of plants. I didn't realize there was quite so much going in. That project is amazing. And I was happy to see them putting in some rabbit fencing around these new expensive plants. So, yeah, take a walk down. Looks great. All right, I think we must be at Citizens Forum. Yes, Citizens Forum. So, if anybody has, just before we close, anything else, Rob or Gene, before we go to Citizens Forum?
No, I'm good.
All set here, Josh.
All right. So, Citizens Forum, if anybody has anything they'd like to ask or comment on, please unmute yourself, raise your hand, state your name and address. I saw Dana beat Michelle by a fraction of a second. Go ahead, Dana. You're still muted, Dana. So while you sort that out, go ahead, Michelle.
Hey, thank you. Michelle Caprano, 29 Ocean Street. Can you please clarify what the trash schedule is this week? I understand some residents received a phone notification from Waste Management stating trash was going to be delayed one day. Other residents have not, and there's a bit of confusion, I believe, going on in town.
I haven't heard of any delay due to that holiday. Typically Monday holidays don't affect our trash schedule. So I would assume.
I agree with you. But there are residents in town who received a phone call from Waste Management stating that trash on Thursday would be delayed one day.
I'll have to look into it, Michelle. I have not been told that myself.
Okay.
First I'm hearing it. But if
Thank you.
we could, today's Wednesday.
I know it's short notice, I'm sorry. But I also found out this afternoon about it. That's why.
Yeah.
I'd have my trash out.
I would put the trash out and better to have it out there in case they come by than miss it. So I'll try and see if I can find out and maybe we can get something on social media tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Dana, you're unmuted, so go ahead. Can you hear me, Dana? You don't seem to be muted, Dana, but I can't hear anything. If you're able to put something in the chat, perhaps Tony can read it for you. Otherwise, anyone else? Last chance, Dana. All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman,
go ahead.
I move that we adjourn.
Okay, I guess I should, before we do that, we did have on the agenda an executive session. Dan, is there anything to discuss about the Coast Guard housing?
No, nothing new since last week, other than we've confirmed the evacuation of 3 Goddard Road, the one furthest from the first tee. So now we're down to 1 at this point. So it's progress is well made.
All right. So based on that, we will not have an executive session tonight. And could you repeat your motion, Rob?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
Seconded.
Okay, roll call vote.
Gene Canty, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye.
Josh Inford, aye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
30 minutes, Josh. That's fantastic.
That's a record. Are you kidding me?
Don't get used to it, Rob.
Thank you. Good night.